What's good guys, Zennosh here, and today in this video of Heroes War Counterattack, I'm here to present you guys the list of top 5 mercenaries in this game who are going to provide you guys a lot of advantage against your opponents, whether it be the PvP arena content or the PvE story contents alike. Alright, so let's see who are these amazing units in this game. Let's talk about them one by one. The first candidate is gonna be Popo. This raccoon is really awesome, man. This guy can provide healing to your allies all day long. He's a supporter type unit. Alright, let's look at his first active skill known as Surprise Magic Trick, with which he can deal some normal damage to a certain enemy, and on top of that one he's also going to remove all beneficial effects from that enemy with a 80% chance, which is really good. Imagine fighting against an opponent who is so good at providing a lot of buff to himself. At that case, that opponent can be really problematic, right? And in such situation, this guy is out there for the rescue in providing a lot of utility out there and providing you guys a good chance to defeat that opponent right over there by stripping all those beneficial effects from that opponent. Second active skill is known as the Cheering Clap, with which he can recover the HP of the ally by 26% of the Popo's total HP and removes all weakening effects as well. That's so good. A really good heal plus cleansing effect. That's awesome. And on top of that one, he can provide the continuous recovery to himself as well for 3 turns. That's awesome, man. A really good sustenance to himself as well, and providing a really good sustainability to the ally as well. That's a really good stuff out there as a utility unit. Changes to the range skill with his SSR skill promotion trait. That means he's going to have a greater reach to the allies out there. Alright, and the third active skill is known as the Lucky Coin, with which he can recover the HP of the allies by 13.2% of the Popo's total HP. Higher the HP he has, the more healing he is going to provide to the allies, and with this skill effect right over here, he is going to heal multiple allies at a time. That's so awesome, isn't it? Right? And grants the one-time damage ignore effect for 2 turns. That's like invincibility for 2 turns, man. That's so awesome, isn't it? And removes 1 weakening effect as well. That's real good, man. That's real good. And SSR skill promotion trait right over here is going to provide immunity against the weakening effects to the selected ally for up to 3 turns. And immunity does not come really that easy in this game, okay? Only few rare units are, mercenaries are capable of providing the immunity to the allies. And this is one of those mercenary out there. That means he is really amazing unit, alright? And now finally looking into his rage skill, which is known as the Pigeon Finale, is going to heal massive amount of HP of the allies. Like let's say right over here, it recovers the HP of all allies by 12.2% of the Popo's total HP. That is so good, man. If your allies are really struggling against a certain boss unit out there because of the low HP, he's out there for the rescue. Alright, inflicts damage to the enemies by up to 31% of his attack and removes all beneficial effects with a 30% chance, which can be improved up to 95% chance thanks to this 65% additional bonus right over here with the SSR skill promotion trait, which is so good, man. So good. This guy is out there with a lot of utilities and a lot of recoveries, which is definitely going to guarantee you guys to have a really good sustainable battle against your opponents out there, guys, whether it be the PvP content or the PvE contents. With his exclusive equipment, he is going to add 1 more turn to all the buffs effects granted on the ally when using the Pigeon Finale, or let's say his rage skill. Okay, so that is real good out there. This raccoon is so amazing. Real good unit, guys. Alright, and the next unit is going to be Tala. This girl right over here, guys. I mean, like, her artwork looks really amazing, like Princess Mononoke, right? She looks really damn awesome, man. I love this artwork right over here. Tala, she's a ranger type unit. Let's look into your first active skill right over here. Spear Throw inflicts the damage to the enemy by 120% of the attack. The closer the distance, the lesser the damage, and further the distance, the higher the damage will be. As she is a ranger class, definitely it's not gonna be that hard in order to maintain that distance, and better the distance, more the damage she is going to deal. And with her exclusive equipment, what's gonna happen is that inflicts damage to the enemy in the back of the target by 50% of the skill damage when using the Spear Throw. So there we go, guys. With the exclusive equipment, she can actually deal damage to 2 targets at the same time. So that's real awesome, isn't it? And with the SSR skill promotion trait right over here, she can actually increase the skill distance as well, meaning like she's going to have much easier time using her skill. Alright, with the second active skill known as the Snare Throw, she can actually inflict that immovable effect on the opponent right over there with a 80% chance, which I think is real good. Alright, and she can also deal some really amazing damage to the opponent as well. And with the SSR skill promotion trait, she is going to change to the range skill with this effect right over here, and extends the range and inflicts damage to the enemies nearby the selected enemy by 50% of the skill damage. Wow, that's a lot of description right over there. But anyways, what I'm actually trying to say to you guys is that she is capable of dealing a lot of damage with an immovable effect on the opponent, with which the opponent will not be able to move manually. All right, so that is real good, isn't it? Third active skill known as the Hunter Flag, which is actually going to make her really awesome unit in the game. Why? Because she's going to increase the crit rate of all the allies for 3 freaking turns. That's awesome, man. Meaning, like, with this effect right over here, you can definitely improve the DPS of your team out there. Think about it, all right? And with her SSR skill promotion trait right over here, guys, she is going to improve her own attack speed for 3 freaking turns with 80% chance. That's awesome. Attack speed is definitely a great stuff to have around in any kind of RPG gacha game, let alone this Heroes War Counterattack, right? Because with the attack speed, you will have your action turn coming real fast. You will get your next turn real fast, all right? And that means, like, you will be able to use a lot of turns before the opponent actually manages to get even a single turn. And with that thing being around, definitely your DPS is also going to keep on improving, or let's say even if you have any kind of effectivity out there in the battle, your efficiency is going to improve a lot. So that is that, guys. All right, let's look into her rage skill right over here, known as the Wild Hunter. Attack in the least HP order out of all enemies to inflict damage by 75% of the attack 3 times, and grants the immovable effect for 2 turns with a 80% chance. So she is out there to really inflict the opponents with that immovable effect, all right, so that they are going to get locked to their target. And on top of that one, if she actually maintains a really good distance, a healthy distance against the opponents, she's going to deal even more damage to them. So that's real good, man. She has a really good synergy going on around with her skills out there. SSR skill promotion trait inflicts bonus damage by up to 60% of her attack when attacking the same enemy as the last attack target. So that means there is a chance that she's going to deal some amazing damage out there, guys. All right, so she's out there to provide that immovable effect, provide that crit rate boost to the allies, all right, and being able to deal some amazing damage against the opponents. She is one of the top tier unit out there in the game, no question asked. Okay, and she's gonna be really good not only just in the PvP contents but even in the PvE content alike. She's a S tier character, man, no problem whatsoever. And best thing is that, like, you can purchase her with 1200 diamonds just like Popo. Yeah, and it's not really that hard to get diamonds in this game. 1200 diamonds, it's not really that expensive. It's pretty cheap. She actually came cheap, all right? So that's that, guys, all right? And now let's move on to the next unit. That's gonna be Evelyn. Well, this unit is actually a little bit conditional. There's a contact condition right over here. In order to attain her, you have to actually purchase the package after clearing 2-8 of this season 2, all right? So that means, like, she's a little bit of like pay to play content. But anyways, let's look into her skill sets and let's see why she is so amazing out there. She's a ranger class unit, and with the first active skill known as the bleed bullet, she can actually inflict the target with bleed status effect, all right? And meaning, like, if she has higher attack stats, she will keep on dealing a lot of damage over time to the opponent right over here. With the bleed effect right over here, a target under bleed status effect will receive continuous damage by 20% of the cost's attack every freaking turn. That means higher the attack she has, the more damage she's going to deal on the opponents out there, all right? So that's real good, isn't it? And she's also even going to inflict bonus damage by up to 52% of the attack as you are further away from the enemy, just like Tala, okay? As she's a ranger class, if she can manage the distance, or she can keep the distance between herself and the opponents, she's going to keep on dealing massive damage out there, guys. And you think that the bleed is on the status effect that she's going to apply on the opponent? No, she's also going to provide sleep effect on the opponent as well, and that definitely is going to make the opponent not being able to do or use their turn, all right? So that's that, guys. That's really good out there, guys. And she can also deal some really good damage out there. And with her SSR skill promotion trait, she can actually increase her skill distance as well, and that makes her real good out there. And with her third active skill, she can actually improve her attack bar by up to 400 points right off the bat after using this skill, all right? And that is real good, meaning, like, if you actually manage to get a lot of attack bar, then that means you are going to get your next turn real fast, all right? Change your posture. If you changed into a sitting posture, the nearest enemy will be inflicted with a 78% of the attack. Increases the skill distance of the bleed sleep bullets unable to move, okay? That means, like, she's going to have longer range, and she definitely is going to deal even more damage, because longer the range, more the damage, all right? So that's that, guys. And now let's look into her ultimate skill right over here, known as the grenade bombing. Inflicts the damage to the random enemies and enemies nearby by 43% of the attack for 4 times and knocks them back. Okay, so she has so many effects that she can apply on the opponent. First thing, bleed effect, right? Second effect, it's going to be the slip effect. And third effect right over here, knocking back the opponents. All right, so she is really good at maintaining the distance between herself and the opponent. That's so good, man. That is really good. I like it. I like it. And SSR skill promotion trait right over here provides additionally throws a grenade at the enemy nearby, inflicting damage by up to 40% of the attack and blinds the enemy for 2 turns with 30% chance. Oh my god. A blinded target's attack misses with a 50% chance. That means like there's a less chance for the blinded enemy to have a really good hit on yourself. Alright, and that means, you know, like you guys are going to have a lot more survivability right over there, guys, and that's real good out there. Oh my god, she is like a queen of negative status effects out there. Shit, that's real awesome, man. Looking into her exclusive equipment right over here, becomes able to act again. That means like she's going to get her extra turn yet again, one time when using the attitude change skill right over here, guys. All right, instead of just getting just like 400 action bar gauge right over there, she's going to get extra turn right off the bat if she has that exclusive equipment. That means like she is going to have that multiple turns in just one turn. That is so awesome, man. That's so awesome, and that makes Evelyn a really good character, but sadly you can only get her through this you know, like pay to win content, or let's say this pay to play content, because you gotta purchase her package in order to get her. All right, you cannot purchase her with the diamonds, and that makes a little bit bad impression with her. All right, so with that said, the next unit is gonna be Examina. Okay, this girl Examina is a really awesome DPS character out there, guys. She's of the ranger class type, and let's see into her skills. Low revolver right over here, first active skill, gains 1 insight and inflicts damage to the enemy by 100% of the attack. Sounds normal, right? So what is up with this insight? Inflicts penetration damage with a 100% chance upon reaching 3 insights. So if she has 3 insights, it's like a stackable buff on herself. If she has 3 insights, that means she is going to penetrate the defense of the opponent right away. Having that penetration damage, she is definitely going to deal some amazing damage against the opponents, especially the tank opponents. Okay, so just think about it. She's definitely going to be a really good character even in the PvP contents out there, or let's say in the PvE contents where the opponent has so much defense with him or going on around. This girl is out there to just shut them down real fast. Okay, and with the SSR skill promotion trait, she can even stun the enemy for 1 turn with a 50% chance when you attack while hiding. Oh my god. Stun is one of the best effects that you can apply in any other RPG gacha game out there. Stun is the effect that will put a target under the stun status, and that target can't gain a turn. Okay, and that really, you know, like decapacitate that opponent right over there. With the second active skill known as the Ghost of the Grim Reaper, she gains 1 insight and moves behind the enemy to inflict the damage by 75% of the attack. That's real good, man. She can actually change the position right away. Additionally, gain the hide effect and creates a ghost that has 3 times damage ignore effect on the original spot. Think about it, man. All right, so she has a dummy out there. All right, insight inflicts the penetration damage by, okay, so with that insight effect, she is going to penetrate, like have that penetration damage against the opponents with a 100% chance. All right, as long as she has that 3 insights, that makes her really good out there. All right, now let's look into her SSR skill promotion trait right over here. Increases the crit rate by 40% while the ghost is around. Think about it. More damage right over there. With higher crit rate, definitely she is going to have easier time in dealing that critical damage to the opponent, meaning like more damage output. Wow, that's awesome. Third active skill is known as Hide Shot. Gains 1 insight and inflicts damage to the enemy by 175% of the attack. That's a lot of multiplier right over there, ladies and gentlemen. Inflicts penetration damage, blah blah blah. Okay, inflicts bonus damage by 15% of the enemy's current HP. Oh my god, that means like this skill is definitely going to be really good against the boss units. If you are going to fight against the boss with very high HP, this unit is definitely going to be really effective out there, guys. All right. Now let's move into her raise skill right over here. Trade with the Grim Reaper. Switches the location with the Ghost and recovers your HP by 40% of the total HP. This is really good at sustaining her own HP right over there. As a DPS character, definitely she would really love to enjoy some of the HP healing right over there because she can be quite squishy and she definitely would want to demand a little bit of sustenance right over there. Additionally, increases the attack bar by 300 points. That means like she's going to get her next turn real fast, and increases the movement range for 2 turns. That means like she's going to have greater movement range. That means like she's going to have greater reach against the opponents. All right. Can be used without the Ghost. SSR skill promotion trait right over here. Increases your attack speed for 3 turns when using it while hiding. That means like she is really designed to get her next turn real fast. She is going to have her action or let's say attack bar increase real fast, and that will make her a really effective unit not only in the PvE contests but in the PvP contests as well. She's a top tier unit, guys. If you really want to dominate the arena, this girl can really help you a lot out there. So try to get her right away. Even the other players have given her a really good score of 5.0 over 5.0. That's how good she really is. Okay, and let's look into exclusive equipment right over here. The revolver right over here. The hide state won't be removed even if you attack with the low revolver. Wow, that's real awesome, man. Like, you are going to attack the opponent and still you are going to stay hidden. That's awesome, man. That's real awesome. I like that. That's gonna be the Evelyn. I'm like, sorry, Examina. Sorry, Examina. Okay, finally, what's gonna be the 5th and final character? And that would be the Chapman. This guy is a bomb. Okay, this guy is awesome. Amazing, amazing unit, guys. What's so awesome about him? Let's start talking about it. He's a dealer type unit. That means like he is designed to deal some amazing damage against the opponents. With his first active skill known as the Chain Slash, he can inflict damage to the enemy by 23% of the attack for 5 times. That's so awesome. And decreases the defense of the enemy for 2 turns with the 70% chance. Guys, being able to decrease the defense of the opponent can open the gateway towards dealing massive damage against that opponent, especially in the fight against the boss units. This guy is gonna be a really great blessing. This guy is a blessing in the boss battles, all right? Because of that defense decrease right over there, being able to deal more damage against that opponent, it can actually amplify your DPS output dramatically, all right? And then the second active skill is known as the Destructive Saw Blade. Inflicts damage to the enemy by 98% of the attack and increases your raise bar by 5 per inflicted enemy right over there. That means like this guy can attain his rage skill, or let's say his ultimate skill, real fast. And that can make him really dangerous. SSR skill promotion trait right over here increases the received damage amount of the enemy for 2 turns with a 80% chance. Oh my god. It's not only going to decrease the defense of the opponent to improve the damage output, he's also even going to amplify the damage that is going to get received by the opponent as well. With those both things combined, oh my god, this guy is godlike. Okay, this guy is really good against the boss fights, man. In the PvP content, you might have a little bit of trouble using him, but when it comes to PvE contents, he can really dominate the opponent right over there. He can really allow you to deal some amazing damage right away. That's awesome. Looking into his third active skill known as Violent Rush, inflicts damage to the enemies by 87% of the attack and bleeds the enemy for 2 turns with this 75% chance. And as I told you guys a little bit earlier, with the bleed effect, he is going to deal more damage to the opponent over time basis. Okay, it's like a dot skill out there which is dependent on his attack stats. 20% of his attack stat is going to be used as the damage effect on the opponent right over there. So higher the attack stat he has, better his bleed effect is going to be against the opponents. All right, SSR skill promotion trait right over here adds 1 more round of the chainsaw, inflicts bonus damage to the enemies by 45% of the attack. Oh my god. He's going to decrease the defense of the opponent. He's going to improve the damage done against the opponent. And on top of that, right, he's even going to deal the bonus damage. Man, this guy is a godlike unit against the single targets, okay? This guy is so good. It's marvelous. Looking at his raise skill right over here, the Deadly Blow inflicts damage to the enemy with the lowest HP by 49% of the attack 6 times. Jesus. SSR skill promotion trait right over here inflicts the bonus damage to the enemy by 20% of the enemy's current HP. So good. He is meant for the boss fights. if you have some weird boss popping in front of you, you want to take care of that boss real fast, this guy can go nuts against that boss unit. He can actually kick that boss off its ass real fast, okay? So that's the Chapman right over here, guys, and he is real awesome. Looking into his exclusive equipment right over here, fills the rage bar by 5 additionally per enemy inflicted with the destructive saw blade. That means like he is even going to reach, gain his raise ASAP real fast if he has his exclusive equipment, guys, and that makes him even better. Oh my god, this guy is going to go blast, okay? He's going to go nuts against the boss units out there, and that makes the Chapman one of the deadliest character in this game. And those are the 5 characters who you definitely need to get in your team in order to have a really good gameplay in this game. All right, so first candidate in the summary, the first candidate is going to be Popo, the best supporter out there who actually can provide healing to your team all day long, and a lot of utilities out there like immunity and even the damage ignore effects as well. So that's real good, isn't it? And the second unit is going to be, I forgot the name. That's going to be Tala, okay? See, it's right over here. The avatar of Princess Mononoke is right over here. If you guys are a fan of that Princess Mononoke, definitely you gotta get this waifu right over here. See, it's capable of dealing a lot of damage, and the main stuff happening around with her is that like she can increase the crit rate of all allies. That means like your DPS can improve dramatically right off the bat instantly, alright? And she can actually inflict a lot of damage on the opponents depending upon like how much the gap is between her and the opponent. And on top of that, when she can also afflict the opponent with the immovable status effect, okay? With that one, definitely she is a really good teammate for the ranger type team, all right? So that makes her real good. She's really good not just in the PvP contents but in the PvE contents as well, and that makes her really awesome, man. And she can be bought with 1200 diamonds, and that makes her even better. And the third character that I was actually talking about was gonna be Evelyn, and she is right over here. The only negative side to her is that like you gotta purchase her in order to play her. She's a pay-to-play content, alright? And well, she's out there to inflict the bleed status effects on the opponents, with which she can actually keep on dealing that overtime damage on the opponents right very now and then. That's really good. She can inflict the opponent with the sleep status effect, which can be quite helpful in the PvP contents. And with this attitude change, she can get her next turn instantly, and she can actually deal some really good damage right over there as well. And with the rage skill, she can deal some amazing damage to all the opponents nearby, and that makes her really good, guys. All right, and she's out there to deal some really good damage while like putting a lot of status effects on the opponents out there, guys. All right, so that's gonna be the Evelyn, and the next is gonna be this Examina. Examina is a really great character, guys. Even the other users have really given her really highest grade right over there, like 5.0 over 5.0. That's how good she is. She can stun the opponent, she can deal some shitload of damage. She can penetrate the defense of the opponent. That means like she's going to be a really great character against the tanky units out there, who might actually be very, very problematic to you guys while you are trying to progress in the game, right? And she is going to improve her own crit rate as well, definitely improving her own damage out there against the opponent, right? And she can deal some bonus damage out there as well. And with the rage skill, she can improve her attack speed and keep on dealing a lot of damage out there while getting her next turn real fast, thanks to the increase in her attack bar right over there. And that makes the Examina really, really good, all right? And finally, the fifth candidate is gonna be the Chapman, and this guy is designed to put the boss to their knees, okay? The boss will kneel down before him because he will keep on dealing a lot of damage out there, thanks to the bleed effect, thanks to the defense decrease, thanks to the amplification of the damage against the opponent, and on top of that one, being able to deal that bonus damage to the opponents, and that is going to actually scale according to the enemy's current HP. Wow, man, he is going to be a monster against the boss units. So those are the 5 units that I definitely am going to recommend to you guys to get right away in order to have a really smooth progression in this game right off the bat. If you guys have another opinions about my list, let me know in the comment section below. If you guys do really agree with my list, please do hit that like, share, and subscribe button right away. And please do leave a comment right off the bat. I would really love to hear out your comments. And if you do not really agree to my list, I would definitely want to know your views on who might be the top 5 characters in this game. I would definitely not want to know about your views and opinions because it really do matter to me. All right, and see you guys in the next video.